Anne-Élise, welcome. Good to have you here.
Good to be here.
Greif's music is not that well known.
Indeed.
Yet you seem to love his music a lot.
Yes.
Can you explain why?
It's extremely intense music, extremely powerful, and it has, I think, a kind of magnetic, vital power. This is why it's completely grabbed me in it, and it grabs also my colleagues and also every people we play for. I mean, that's extremely powerful music.
What makes it so powerful?
The way he presents his ideas, it's just so obvious in a way. Obvious, that's the word.
Yeah.
It is, yes.
So when you hear a piece, to you it's obvious what he meant?
Not necessarily what he meant, but something that is so natural about it and so obvious that you just think, yes, that's it. That's right.
You understand?
Yes.
Greif's work revolved a lot around death. It was really dark.
Yes, dark, but not so dark after all. He was intrigued by death. He was interested. I think it's the idea of death have always been with him all through his life, already from very little until he was fully grown up. And it's something that you can find in most of his pieces, but always in a very, very special way, because he considered death as a seed of life.
Okay.
So it's always put it in a way that you always have light within the music. So this is why it's so intense.
So it's both dark and maybe light at the same time.
Yes.
In a strange way.
You can put it like this.
Okay.
Yes.
And his father.
Yes.
He had let's say, a difficult past, or a past that might be difficult for Greif.
Yeah.
Is that also something that we find in the music? Is that also connected to his fascination with death?
Of course, of course. His father was a survivor of Auschwitz camp. So, of course, it's something so embedded in his music, in his life, I mean, in his family, in his story, that of course you find it. And the most outstanding work about this subject might be the sextet he dedicated to his father, called Ich ruf zu dir. That's the perfect example of what
calling to you.
Did. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
Now you work as an engraver for Greif's family.
Yes.
Is there a lot of work to do, and what does it mean to them that you are their engraver?
I work for the family, but mostly for the Olivier Greif Association, which is in Paris. Engraver, being an engraver to them means to bring back to life all his music, because so far he wrote something like 380 opuses, which is a huge catalog. And it means that to bring all of this to the stage, actually, what we're doing here, is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys are going to play a part from the piano trio, which is a fugue. And he wrote that after a period of retreat of maybe 10, 15 years of not writing.
Yeah.
Why did he stop writing, and better yet, how did he pick it up again?
He stopped writing, well, I think there are different versions about that. I can say it's after his mother's death. I think he needed time to mourn, of course, but also because he wanted to go back, just, let's say, simply put it, to silence. He wanted to get back to this root from where music comes from, silence. And then he involved himself in meditation, in a spiritual quest that was, I think, extremely important to him. But at some point, after something, as you said, almost close to 15 years, he felt again the need to write music again.
Because where did he go?
Oh, he traveled all through the world, actually. everywhere, everywhere. And finally, at some point, I think you can call it emergency callback. He really wanted to write his music again, and he never stopped until he died.
Okay.
He just never stopped writing.
And in the piece that you're gonna play, when I listen to it, I kind of tend to hear frustration or something like agony. Do you also hear that, or?
I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense. It's not what I hear personally, but it definitely makes sense. I think everybody can hear what he wants, and this is also what I found so fantastic about this music. It will speak to everybody. You can't be indifferent.
Not touched by it.
No, yeah.
So, do you know a little bit the story about the piece that you're gonna play?
The story? Well, yes. It's a piece he wrote like something like 15 days or so, extremely fast. And he started it the anniversary day, the birthday of the Indian master he was with during his
retreat.
Retreat, exactly. And he wrote it that day because after he got, let's say, fired from this group, from this community, like a birthday present. But if you see how this piece starts, then you understand which kind of present this is.
Yeah, because if you're fired, if you're kicked out of a group and you write a piece as a birthday present, that sounds a little bit like revenge.
It is.
So that's maybe the frustration that I heard.
I believe it is. Well, yeah, it's mostly in the first movement, definitely. But after that, the way he transcended, the way he transforms it is so intense and so powerful that at some point he definitely turns this frustration in something so much bigger, that has also a great part of light in it, I think.
Then again, the two worlds come together, a little bit dark and a little bit light.
Definitely, yes.
Okay. Well, you sound like the right person to be speaking about this music and to make his name better known. And we're going to listen to you guys. It was really lovely to have you here. We're going to listen to Olivier Greif's music.